I think every single crypto holder right now is being trapped. They're lying to you and they're making you afraid to sell everything near the bottom. This is what I think on the bottom of my heart. This is what I think that is happening right now. And the most important thing I can say right now is do not give up. There's some news going on. And there's Vitalik, the co-founder of Ethereum, bull posting and then selling his own bags. But let's dive into it.
Now, today, Bitcoin definitely did not do good. I think the price went below 58,000 again. But one of the funnier parts about the whole situation is, first of all, that the inflows of the ETFs are still really good, which makes me realize that it's the institutions that are buying, the retail that is scared. But also that I think the retail is scared because, just like a lot of you guys, my portfolio is down tremendously. And I'm putting that very, very lightly. And it's kind of strange because in last bull runs, it kind of felt like it went a little bit more equal. I know that there have been times in the last bull runs that were extremely similar to what we are seeing today, but perhaps it's just because there were less ones that I witnessed than I have now, that it just felt slightly different. But this time around, it just feels so much more depressing because we had a better run earlier in the cycle, meaning that usually it's the altcoins that only start spiking rather late into the cycle. But this time around, two things were quite different. One is that Bitcoin made a new all-time high before the halving, before like a year almost before it usually pops off. That was one oddity. And the second oddity is that the altcoins kind of had a mini bull run for a few months and then started to fall back down by 80, 90, 95% on some of the coins. Many of my AI coins are down 90% or so since March, April, which the previous run, it had big chops, but I don't think it really had chops this bad for this long of a time because it all happened in a shorter time span. It feels like this bull run is slightly more spread out. And so on the mental, I think it also just hits significantly harder. It's a way heavier toll because we've seen all those gains for a little while and then have them all snatched away, taken away. Whereas with previous runs, it was all in a shorter time span. So it was, I'd say, less hard to endure. And right now, it's been a very long amount of time of just sideways trending and not reaching an all-time high. If you asked me a year ago, I would have told you that Bitcoin probably won't beat its all-time high, or maybe if you asked me a year and a half ago, until, let's say November of this year or so. So if we were at this price right now, let's say $60,000, I tell you, whoa, that's already really high this early. But it's only because we have this data to compare it with from earlier in the year, the April-March period, that now prices look bad. If we did not have that crazy hike up and that altcoins did not go that crazy, right now would still seem like very bullish to many people. So it's just a matter of perspective. I think if you close your eyes and look back in a few months, all will be fine. But yeah. Anyway, a couple interesting pieces. One is that Goldman Sachs laid off 1,300 employees, which I think was rather funny. Bloomberg released a study that said crypto owners have some, let me just quickly show you what it said. It said that crypto owners had some higher likelihood to be psychopaths, apparently, which I thought was kind of funny. Now, I can't show you it right now, but the stock market actually ended really green this week, which was also funny. Taking it back from the fact that the crypto market really didn't have the best of times, with one part of it being the SEC going after NFTs. And obviously, it's kind of a strange one because apparently back in 1976, the SEC ruled that art galleries, even when promoting and selling to buyers that had investment motives, didn't need to register with the SEC. So them right now going back at their word to call NFTs securities, obviously kind of stupid, but again, it's the SEC. Are you even really surprised? I will also add, we are slightly before an US election. I'm not guaranteeing that this is going to be a bullish event, but it could be. It definitely could be. And you can also kind of mix that, or I'd say add that to the list of different things going on in the world that are kind of crazy. Elon Musk said America is the fast lane to bankruptcy due to the government overspending, which causes inflation. And apparently there's one article, Ripple CTO accused of XRP scam involvement. That is not good. And this last part here is about the fact that Our Mr. Vitalik Buterin was bull posting about Ethereum, saying, if I didn't believe in ETH as a store of value, I won't hold 90% of my net worth in it. And then all of a sudden we noticed that he was selling a pretty good chunk. He said a while back he had, I think, 365,000 Ethereum. So at the time, I think 825 mil. And I think right now he only has only 260 or so thousand left. I think about 650 million or so worth of Ethereum. But anyway, the community was kind of annoyed that he was selling 800 Ethereum or $2 million worth of ETH just now. People didn't really like that too much. Also, Elon apparently won the lawsuit for his Dogecoin debacles, meaning he did not illegally pump and dump Dogecoin or something along those lines, which I'd say is also quite good. And I was not able to find more things on this whole Ripple, XRP, CTO stuff, so don't you worry too much. And last but not least, if you are having a bad day, just know there was one guy, right? Because if you don't know, Kylian Mbappé, one of the most famous football players, his Twitter account got hacked like a day or so ago. There's a person, though, that bought $1 million worth of that coin and now is sitting at a 99.9% loss, as his $1 million is right now worth, like, I don't know, pennies, like a couple $100 or so, as the coin scammed it rugged. So if you were having a bad day, just know there's probably somebody out there who's having a way worse day. Sometimes that cheers me up a little bit, just knowing that, oh, I lost money, but this guy must this guy must be furious right now. You know, sometimes cheers me up a little bit. I don't know. Sometimes other people's suffering in this sense can actually be your own enjoyment, you know? Yeah, I know that sounds really, really dark. And I don't look at these results of the trading too much. This guy was able to turn 14 cents into 828 bucks. So if you start reading into that, then you might feel depressed a little bit again. But hey, yeah, that's the internet for you. It was also just released that Telegram holds $400 million in digital assets. That's pretty massive if you ask me. But ladies and gentlemen, that's about it. All I wanted to say was just don't give up. I think you're being trapped. I don't even know what to title this video. There's a lot of news going on. I think the most interesting piece out of all was the fact that Vitalik is selling, because I think that's been hitting the hardest over on X. Matter of fact, in Brazil, X has actually officially gotten banned today. It's another big story. But I think I've covered all the most important head pieces or headlines. And yeah, for the most part, I'm still Tron meme coin hunting all day, every single day. And I think that's about it. Make sure you press the like button if you enjoyed it. See you guys again in another one. And if you haven't done it yet, make sure you check out the links down below to either Bybit, which is the exchange I use to trade, or Instagram. It's a place I post more little videos, little stories about my life. So make sure you check those out. The links are, of course, down below.